Now, earlier this year, in January to be precise, I'd predicted that the singularity had already occurred. This is where AI becomes, on average, smarter than the average person. I also predicted that it was around now in the summer that most people would realize what's happened. And I think we're on track here. So you see a spree of product releases going on at the moment. For example, Grok 4 was in the news. Now, that one, yes, it's made several steps forward, not quite as far as I would have liked to have seen, and it'll stay atop the leaderboard for weeks, maybe I'd say 2 to 4 weeks. I'd expect GPT-5 to overtake it. It could be even one of the Chinese ones will overtake it before then. So, exponential change. Our brains are not wired to understand exponential change. So, everybody's always underestimating how quick this whole thing is going. What do we have? We have AIs that are training other AIs, designing other AIs. So, of course, you've got very fast growth, and you've got two different layers of this. So, firstly, you've got the underlying intelligence, like the base model, and these are making jumps. They're often, people say it feels like it's 10 times smarter. And then you've got what people are doing with them, the layers, the functionality, the agentic ability that they're putting on top of it. And that is also moving very fast. So if you look at most of the big AI models from the large companies at the moment, the famous ones, you see it's going much more in the line of chain of thought reasoning and agentic capability. Then you've got loads and loads of startups just jumping in non-stop now, almost on a daily basis. You're getting launches where they're getting towards what I'd like to call this orchestration level AI. So orchestration AI is like you have like a swarm of super agents, and on top of that, you have a controlling AI that spins up these super agents for you and designs how they work together. So in a business sense, when this happens, it's pretty much game over in, for a lot of things where you basically just let an AI loose on all of your company information, talk to it a bit about what's going on and what you want to see, but basically it could automate most of your company straight off. And it's not just the automation, it's the improvement that comes. Your product is then, you're able to do it 10 times faster, 10 times better, 10 times cheaper. And of course, there's going to be enormous market movements when that happens. So a lot of the larger companies that are going to be slower to this for any number of reasons around inertia, psychology, resistance, people fearing losing their jobs, which will happen, of course. And you're going to get a lot of smaller companies can suddenly scale massively using this. They can, one person can behave as if they have a 10,000 person company when you have orchestration AI. So if we have the singularity now being acknowledged, so you can tell it's being acknowledged by the fact that people are quibbling about what does AGI mean. Are we there yet? We could have been there, but then what's the definition? You're looking at the tests getting increasingly more complex. So, I think there was something called the ultimate humanity test or something. And Grok 4 was scoring 16% on that. Doesn't sound much, but it's already double what it was a year ago. And as soon as you're on that scale with exponential change, the next result will be, 30 something percent, then 60 something percent, and then 90 something percent, and you're there. And that would likely happen by the end of 2025. So people are talking about 2027, things like that. No way. That's not exponential change. Things will happen way faster than that. What won't change is human psychology and a lot of the human factors around the adoption of that change by both individuals and companies. That will remain problematic. A lot of technology people are in the forefront of resisting this because, they like the old fixed technology, the old fixed AI, where you have to Python program everything. Whereas this new level of course, doesn't need any of that. You just talk to it. Lovely new word, context engineering. So it's basically you understand what's going on around you, context, and then you talk to an AI to do something about it. It's called engineering. I just call it talking to an AI like we're talking at the moment. But it sounds very grand, doesn't it, being an engineer? So I'll take that. But apparently, it's the hottest skill, most valuable skill out there. So I'll put that somewhere on my LinkedIn, see if that does any good. But yeah, back to exponential change. This really is going nuts at the moment, and you get daily releases, and it's almost overwhelming. You know, you get this what I call spinning because with daily releases of people kind of like coming up with quite interesting things in themselves, but there's just so much of it. And this is again is symptomatic of exponential change. Before you get product releases once a year, now you get it every day from somewhere. And the way to avoid spinning, as I've always said, is to fantasize what should AI do for me in the future if I wanted it to do everything. And for me, that's orchestration AI. I just want one AI swarm that can intelligently build itself based on my direction and have serious commercial power to automate, to do many things, to innovate. And so when I see all these updates coming in, I'll watch them, but with a kind of detached curiosity. So I don't have to do something about them immediately. I'm just tracking how close they're getting to what I need to be there. So I'm not trying to, implement a different solution every day. That would be impossible. But I'm just noting how close it's getting and where something is quick and easy to do it. So I'm already using, things like Manus and other tools, but I'm still waiting for the big one, and I'm pretty sure this orchestration AI will be by the end of the year.